All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, so one of my spreads from last week went the direction I didn't want it to go. So then it got, whatever it did at the end of the week, like it kept the collateral and everything.
What was the expiration? When was the expiration?
It was Friday.
Last Friday. Okay, continue. I'm listening.
Yeah. So then I thought, okay, well, they'll just keep my collateral and whatever, I'll move on and do something different. But then yesterday it said that I had an account deficit and that I needed to put money in there. And it wouldn't let me like transfer any money out so I'm just wondering why that happened.
What I'm guessing happened is that the short leg of the spread was assigned and you have to exercise the long leg as well.
Oh, it doesn't do that automatically?
No.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. So if for whatever reason you choose and so, which gets me to a basic rule of thumb. Anytime you have a spread that is like that, close it, especially on the expiration Friday. Just close it because that removes any sort of weird, who knows what might have happened from their potential power. Because I don't like it. I don't like. Yeah. I mean, we all know what's supposed to happen, but because who knows, I just closed them so that way I don't have to worry about it.
So I ended up having to owing more than collateral was.
I can imagine because the long leg did not get exercised. So what it sounds like is it expired in the middle of the spread, but not all the way through. But I don't really know. But either way, the long leg didn't get exercised is the problem. Okay.
So in order to avoid that in the future, you would just go in manually the day of and close it.
Yeah, I always close them. I just never let them expire in the money if it's going quote unquote against you. Just close them. It's just safer. It's cleaner. I don't want to have to think about it or worry about it.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Jay, while we're on the subject of Robinhood, when you have a long call and you've got good profit, you've hit your target, you want to get out of there. It's my understanding that I can sell a call higher than my target to create a spread that gives me zero risk and more of a chance for more profit.
All right. So are you concerned about it going back down? Is that the problem?
Yes.
Got it. So yes, the answer to your question is if you're trying to lock in, quote unquote, lock in the profit while you wait to see if it goes back down, having a short call at a higher strike is exactly how you would do that. So another thing you could do to generate income in the meantime is you could open a short call above whatever number you feel, whatever strike you feel comfortable. And the credit for that short call becomes income if it expires worthless. And you sold a short call and someone took the other side of that trade, the premium from that short call becomes yours completely. I mean, they credit your account immediately, but come Friday, if it expires out of the money, you win. And then you can do that every week. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually something I'm about to set some things like that up for myself in a minute. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm hoping that you are setting a target and goals, some sort of expectation for the funds that you are using, if that makes sense, where that they have a purpose so that it helps you to focus and be able to choose the strategy or strategies you want to execute. For example, when we're talking about the insurance products, the life insurance specifically for the savings, that it has a very clear and very specific purpose. It is my hope that and I'm just saying this mostly as a reminder, that you are still allocating according to the original pyramid that we talked about, so that you are making sure that the funds that are being used, that all the funds are being used the way that you intended originally. because sometimes what can happen is, a drift from what the original intent was. And I don't want you to forget that. So ultimately, it's always about cash flow with me. You know that. So, and if that's what you're doing, and if you are doing that and are achieving that goal with the additional, with your additional accounts, then great. That's really what I care about. So it's a check-in. How is that going? And let's talk about whatever you might be using, whether that be digital assets, paper assets, additional properties, or who knows what. No one's brought up annuities. I don't expect you to, because that would be really strange. But, hey, you never know what we're dealing with these days. So it's all good. So what I was going to do, or at least part of my plan today, was, again, just continually showing you guys the same thing, what I am doing with the smaller chunks of funds, specifically inside the Robinhood account, because that's where most of you are. And regardless of whether I'm inside of Robinhood or someone else or somewhere else, the strategies are the same. So, but the strategies are the same, but the purposes are different. Meaning, some are simply meant to try to grow the money to a higher number as much as possible. Some, like what you're going to see, is all about creating income to arrive. And that's primarily what I'll be doing as I go through and make some choices and look at some things today. And as always, feel free to ask any questions or whatnot that you might have as we continue. And if you're completely confused, that's also fine too. So I'm here for it all. All right.